Okay, are we doing tall Robin Hood or someone else?
Robin Hood.
You want to read this one or do you want me to?
I'll read it. You see a mountain crouching,
You want to start over?
I can't read. You see a man crouching, surreptitious and alone, a series of untamed shrubs, all that hides him from the vision ahead. His eyes are locked on a Delimgan.
The fuck is that?
I don't know.
What is a Delimgan?
Beautiful and terrible, apparently. Eyes half lidded as she hums.
It's like a ladriel.
A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulder, trilling gently, and the man is entranced. Trembling, tentative, he stands, and the tranquility is broken by the bird's startled squawk. The Delimgan half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. She does not speak as he approaches, his mouth dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits, coy and tempting, and with agonizing slowness he is before her. Then, something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side and begins to hiss, fingers suddenly claws and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes, and just as soon as she strikes, she's gone, the only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at his grimoire nevertheless and begins to chant, but the words of magical language of his own imagining, scribbled in a maniacal shorthand, ring hollow, and the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there is something there, you do not see it.
God, weird.
What?
That was a weird one.
Fuck's up with you, Robin Hood?
I know, right? And how about you, Dugan?
Dugan?
You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Zarips. That's those little lizard guys.
Yeah.
The kobolds, basically. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it, as he stands in the middle of his comrades, chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of their fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies... Huh?
Said he's a bard.
Yeah, pretty much. He's always one of those chanters.
Bard!
His allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the Zarps that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts from the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen Zarps suddenly explodes as three giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies.
Jeez.
The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to one. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it at the Zarp. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with its head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end.
Jeez.
That guy's a badass.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Just sing about shit. That reminds me that I saw an article today. It's like,
oh yeah. Steel over there too, jeez.
It was an article about how apparently there's a thing called head explosion disease.
Oh, is that disease now?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. But
I'm starting to think you are.
No,
it's almost April 1st.
I'm really not. But the weird thing was that it's apparently way different than it sounds.
Yeah.
And it's just like
I would hope
when you wake up or like you're almost asleep and you think you hear a really loud noise. But reading the title of the article was very misleading for me.
Yeah. God, what time is it? Hour 20. So that would make it...
So it's nighty-night times?
It's like 8 p.m.
Okay.
Assuming they're going off a 24-hour clock.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Alright, how we go sleep?
Okay.
We'll set off in the morning somewhere. Maybe we'll go check out those bandits. Maybe we'll go investigate something else. We probably need more people.
Yeah.
Although now we have enough copper, we could hire someone.
That's true. Well, I figure if we wander, we might maybe run into someone else.
I'm pretty sure that other guy that has the portrait standing by the tree is a guy we can recruit. Oh, right, we could go over here to sleep.
We probably just have to do something else before he'll talk to us.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's take a rest.
Greetings.
Greetings! I'd like
Oh, what is the... Oh, yeah, there's a black hound upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the black hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. I used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him, even left this poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The black hound? It's still sitting upstairs, pining after him. Poor old girl. Oh, I want to adopt the puppy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a common room.
Yeah. Ah, it's on fire!
God. It's actually not bad.
And then we did it with the wizard.
Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening.
Ugh.
Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit.
That's
Her head hangs limply to
upsetting.
one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she's mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and a gust of rancid air as she speaks. Watch her.
Oh, God.
Ooh. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm that she is truly dead.
Yeah, I'd want to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Find the dwarf woman from the dream.
Okay.
No problem.
Hey, we got XP for sleeping.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I got XP in real life for sleeping.
I know, right? You'd
I would-
you'd be like level
I'd be level
30,000.
1,000,000. Mythic tears. Mythic
Oh,
Z's.
that was creepy sleep.
Yeah, it was.
Creepy sleeps.
Creepy
Oh, what?
sleepersons.
Still late? Hour 2.
Oh.
So we slept for like 6 hours. We got up like
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Well, apparently everyone else is awake, so whatevs.
Yeah, it's a town that never sleeps.
It's pretty much a party town. I mean, have you seen that tree?
Oh,
it's a
what?
dwarf lady. Ooh, what's her name?
Caldera de Baranzi.
Baranzi.
Okay.
Ooh,
Eh?
she's all
No problem.
spooky.
Save.
That's probably a good idea.
The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bough that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts.
Ugh, jeez.
You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it. Not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension.
Reach
Oh,
out for it.
this must be like the way
Maybe
that you're
it's
supposed to be
teaching
taught
you.
about reaching for souls, even though we've already done it a bunch.
Yeah, whoops.
You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you've expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she's staring at you with eyes
Ooh.
clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind. You no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void.
Yikes.
The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and
Oh.
she smiles at you.
Ah.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
You're creepy!
Oh, God. How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, then, to not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I need to understand something that's happened to me.
She nods, a look of pity on her
Okay.
face as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and the Watcher, you will stay.
Is there a wall involved?
What's a
Because
watcher?
I'm not at all into that.
Yeah,
I don't want
I
to wear
hate it.
black.
I don't like being a sword in the darkness.
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting you and I.
She seems like such a nice woman. Besides
like
being
her.
dead and decayed.
Yeah, you know.
Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it. Sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on. And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them. Know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder.
Do you... Third one, I guess.
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess do number 2, or is that like past?
No.
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much
It's a lot
to
of
take in
information.
for
It
some.
really is.
Sometimes
It's very
there's
cool, though.
trouble
Yeah.
Sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
Good.
You should see old Mayorwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the
Oh, we have to go to Black Meadow anyway.
I was about to say the same thing. That's where the raid
cart-
happened or whatever,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. So you said souls break apart?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. But less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success.
But how do you stop entropy?
Yeah, weird.
Sorry, that's a quote from a sci-fi short story.
Dumb. Nerd.
I forget what it's called, and it's very popular. It's about this AI over the course of thousands of years, millions, I think, even.
A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
5?
Yeah.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Oh,
Aw.
it's okay. We'll talk.
Yeah, I like her. I want to ask her all the questions.
Okay.
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular.
Well, we did.
Dara de Baranzi of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. I mean, it's obvious what happened to her.
Yeah.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found? Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
Sad.
What's an animancer?
What's a paladin?
What?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations. Miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turn their lives around.
That's interesting.
You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Dyrwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Whew. I like her. I'd like to have coffee with her.
I do too. I'm dying to have coffee with her.
Of course,
No, I
dear.
guess we're out of questions.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Whew. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now.
I wonder if he knows what a watcher is, or if she's just...
Do we want to tell him?
Yeah.
Well, that is interesting. And I expect that explains how you survived a bivouac, Bivouac?
I think it was Bewick? I don't know.
In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things.
Do you know anything about watchers?
Only that they're rare and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions, as you just demonstrated.
I like that we woke him up in the middle of the night to come with us to look at a dead lady.
Yep. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
you want to come stare at this tree for a minute? Cool, let's go.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh, what is...
No problem.
Looks like a fungus.
Yeah. Looks like a fun
Oh,
guy.
it's moss. Ah.
Ah. Do you want to be our friend
17
yet?
and a half.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry? I don't know how
Dwarf.
many people are there.
You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
Interesting.
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. So do the people around here. Might as well be 19.
Oh.
Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops.
Good.
You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he seems good. I guess we have to say number 2.
He looks at you a moment, his brow arched, his smirk
I
broadens.
was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radrick at first.
Nice.
Let's see. 3.
So you're already familiar.
Yep.
Still, you'll have to forgive my curiosity. Around here we prefer to turn a blind eye to our dead.
2, I guess.
Of course, we all got our bad days when we stand perfectly still and stare at corpses for a while without blinking.
Good. Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Let's not use that word round here. There'll be any number of Radrick bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radrick especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
None taken.
Good. They don't mean it personal when the Hain folks here. I have to remind myself.
The town's had it in for me for a long
Good.
time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there.
Oh.
My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war?
Saints' War. Only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Eothas, overthrows Redstress, marches on Dyrwood, so we give him a Dyrwoodan hello.
Let's see. I guess. Well, what's a Dyrwoodan hello?
We
I'm
blew him
curious.
up.
I like him.
That was such a perfect, quick response
We
to
blew
that.
him up. The smile of one recounting a joke for a frick rather than enjoying
That was
it.
awesome.
Good.
God of Rebirth and Redemption. I think we have him in our little book, too. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. I had other questions. I got time. Which one?
Why was your headman hanged?
Got involved.
Okay.
Radrick sent men down here the other day. Said they had it on good authority. Someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Radrick's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Switten, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word.
Why would he do that?
Because they were going to hang everybody if he didn't volunteer. He's
yeah,
the captain.
I guess. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Radrick, then for protecting me. What does your town have against
Pick
you?
the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Dyrwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me.
Oh.
Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radrick's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Aleph glances at you and lowers his voice. You could see why I was eager to leave.
guess. Who's Kolsk?
Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him.
5.
Drinking mostly.
Good.
Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Wadewood's legacy started with Wadewood.
We're gonna travel together! Be our friend.
Where are you headed? Some place called Crête Noire. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
Yep. There's a fine reason if I ever heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's awesome. Oh, we have to make sure that we save frequently too. If anyone dies, there is no raised dead.
Oh,
Dead is dead,
I don't like that.
from what I understand.
No, I want them to live forever.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, so we
We
got
got a
some
fighter.
friends.
All right, let's take a look at him really quick. So what does he get? Oh, look at that. Might and Con.
Nice.
Second level fighter, yep. Wow, we're almost a third already. Oh man, look at that. Look at the health. So we have like 192, 120, 331.
Oh, wow. Tank to tank tank.
He's got some war armor, which is nice. Really good athletics. Oh, look at that. Increases fatigue. So survival, a little bit of lore.
Yeah.
So what's constant recovery?
Oh, so he's just...
Oh, that's right. He constantly regens
okay, that's
endurance. If he gets below 50 endurance, he gets better accuracy and damage.
So kind of like a rage?
Kind of, yeah. And
Knockdown.
Oh,
He gets
so
knocked down.
per encounter too.
But he can jump again.
Yeah. And rapid recovery increases the rate of his constant. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
So great. What kind of equipment does he have? That's not what I meant to push.
You're the worst.
Oh, look at
Oh,
him.
look at his fancy cape.
That's awesome. They really made them look
Ooh,
like
look at
their
his little
portraits
symbol on his
too.
back. Got a shimmer.
That's cool. It's like a
Can't tell what
sun.
it is.
It's like a little sun.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you're
like
right.
a half sun with some arrows coming out of
Something
it.
on it, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say, but it's there.
Hmm.
So he's got like a scimitar? Is that what it is?
A scimitar.
A
A
saber.
saber.
Still. This guy's
Sabra.
what kind of armor?
Saints war armor.
Pierce proofed. Nice.
Hmm.
Second chance.
Grants a second chance.
I've got. I don't know what that symbol is. The anvil symbol. 2 of 12.
Oh, maybe it's like a repair.
Well, no, because all the other ones have like 0 of 12. I've noticed. Yeah. See. I wonder if that's like a number of enchantments you can have on it, because he obviously has some enchantments. And this is the first time
Is
I've
that
seen
an
this.
anvil or like what is it?
It looks like an anvil, but it could be something else.
I guess we'll have to figure out what that symbol is.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm happy we have a fighter now.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we could head like into the wilderness.
Yeah, I
We
guess.
can go check out those bandit camp really quick.
We could do that. We've only got a couple minutes left, so I don't want to start something too intense.
Yeah, we'll just take a. Well. Yeah, I guess not.
Clink!
Oh God, it's locked. Oh, we can look
Oh,
at
we
their
can.
souls.
Yeah, we can look at them now.
God, I don't understand the point of looking at souls yet beyond the story, but
Yeah, I don't know.
can we even get back there?
Yeah, we can.
Hmm.
Just have to go around.
All right, well, let's take a look at their souls, and then we'll take a break.
Okay.
Next time we'll go off adventuring and maybe get some action.
Yeah. Get some action.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow.
Which one do you want to do? Zlox or Clink?
I'll do Zlox. You see a lone man standing in a field. He looks around, surveying the crops. Occasionally he bends to examine a leaf up close. He's intent on what he's doing, completely absorbed in his work. This man approaches him from behind. He moves slowly, but does nothing to mask his approach. In his hand he holds a large sword. There appears to be no malice or hatred in the man's demeanor. He almost seems pleased. The first man hears his approach and stands, turning away from the plant he was inspecting. His face breaks into a smile and he opens his arm to welcome the approaching man. The smile freezes into a grimace as the second man thrusts the sword through his stomach, its blade now protruding from his back. His arms slowly fall to the side, and blood starts to drip from the sword onto the plants below the men. As the first man crumples to his knees, the second pulls the sword out, a tear slowly falling down a cheek of his still smiling face.
Well, he's kind of creepy.
Hmm.
That guy's a little creepy creep.
Alrighty then.
And clink. You see a small group of people gathered around the ruins of a house. The destruction continues out from a single dwelling through the entire village. Not a single building still stands. Rubble is scattered everywhere. One of the men in the group leans over something in the debris. It is this man, younger, barely more than a boy. The man reaches out and shakes the boy by the shoulder. The boy makes no sound and doesn't respond to the man's disturbance. The man looks up to the other members of the group and shrugs, standing to rejoin his friends. The boy suddenly sits up, eyes wide. He scrambles backward away from the group, looking around in horror. The group moves toward him in unison, eliciting a yelp from the boy. He tries to move further away. A woman in the group puts out her hand, stopping the rest. She turns to them reproachfully, motions for them to stay, then looks at the boy on the ground. He's trying to push himself through what remains of a wall. He seems unaware he has even stopped. The woman slowly moves toward the boy, hands out, speaking in a low, calming tone. For a time, the boy doesn't even hear. He just closes his eyes and braces himself against the wall, expecting violence. Eventually, the woman's words work through the fear, and he hears her. He opens his tear-filled eyes and stares at her. She holds a hand out to him. He looks at it, seeming confused by the offer, then hesitantly reaches out. She takes his hand in hers and leans down to help him stand.
Wow.
Weird.
Intense shit. These
Yeah.
people are all messed up. I
Cool.
just want to look at someone's soul. It's like, nothing interesting.
Yeah. No, this is... you don't really
See a
it
man
here.
eating an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, so I should change formation a little bit. So this... Are we like side by side now? Which way's... Well, whatever. Let's put him... I don't know.
Put wherever,
Front? I guess... Which way's front?
I think, like, top is front.
Okay, we'll just do this. Oh. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I guess it probably doesn't matter that much, but...
Sure.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
He's
So now
in
he's
front.
in the lead.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
good.
sense. I like that you just have a little pig following you around.
pig's
for no
awesome.
reason. He is awesome. I love him.
Alright, so we're building our party. And we probably should go to the inn and get like maybe a fourth person to round it out.
Yeah.
But then we can go off and do stuff.
Cool. Alright, well, then next time we'll go explore.
Yeah!
Yeah, this is fun.
This is awesome. I'm loving this game.
Oh, I don't think you like it.
What?
You hate RPGs.
I do. Why do we do this channel again?
Right, for the lulz.
All for the lulz.
Yep, and for the fame and glory.
We
So much.
should have a quest for glory sometime.
What? No!